What is common between Tim Cook, Jack Dorsey, Sir Richard Branson, Oprah Winfrey, and me, Mihir Chowdary Bapana? Is it money, fame, power, success? Yes, for all of them but me. But honestly, none is the common binding factor. The commonality, in fact, is a decision we have all taken, and that is to empower ourselves through silence and awareness. When you can listen to yourself and to everything around you, you are the most aware. But this comes to all of us. Now comes the commonality. At the crack of dawn each day, to me, since not so long ago though, with the envied and despised members of the darkest yet clearest hour of the day, the dawners. That is my coinage, by the way. Now, I'm in no way telling you that I'm anywhere close to the elite members I cited. The money, fame, and success are yet to arrive for me. But I think this decision is the starting point. Now, they have all they would ever need. Their day can begin whenever they're up. Even midday is fine. So why do they consciously choose to rise early every single day? A study conducted by biologist Christoph Randler shows that people who wake up early are better positioned for career success as they're more proactive than those who wake up late. And another study published in Chronobiology International, based on the lives of 500,000 volunteers, shows that people who wake up early are more likely to live longer and happier lives. Even ancient Indian scriptures mention the power of waking up early before sunrise. But personally speaking, I was never a morning person like many of us here. But as they say, there is always that one unfinished night before the most conclusive dawn. And that one night, which had practically turned into a morning, I could not sleep and hence resorted to tossing and turning around in bed, thinking the exercise would tire me out enough to finally crash. But the Vyas Pilates cum yoga did me no good. Was it the mathematics assessment due for the day the cause? No matter how hard I tried falling asleep, I was without luck. So I gave up, thinking I might as well get out of bed. The clock struck 5 a.m., and I stood in the balcony with my mathematics book. The sun was not up yet, and it was dark and dead silent. Nobody on the roads, no honking, nothing playing on the loudspeakers. It was eerie yet peaceful. I flipped pages to trigonometry, every student's nightmare. I looked at the problem that troubled me the most the previous night. So, what could be the solution to this problem? I asked. The solution to this problem was the darkness and the silence I had never encountered before. Well, yes, that is not the mathematical answer, but I could not solve it until then because there was something I had not noticed. Anyway, I tried and finally solved the problem. I then started solving slightly trickier questions and then more application based problems. The solutions were all coming to me despite a few inconsistencies. And before I could realize, I had completed the chapter. I looked up from my books and noticed through the drawn curtains that it was bright outside. And honestly, I couldn't even remember when I had left the balcony to settle at my study desk. I was so in the zone that I did not notice 2 hours had passed already. It was time to get ready for school. And that day, I remember, I enjoyed writing the mathematics assessment, the maiden experience so far. Until then, my days felt like a drag, and I would procrastinate everything. I would go to school half asleep and would have a hard time concentrating. I would be too lazy to do even the tasks I could complete in under a minute. And quite frankly, I would be irritated by almost anything and everything. And when I came back home and tried completing my assignments, I would almost always find myself distracted. My productivity was so low that I would never meet deadlines. No matter how much I tried studying, nothing would stay in my mind, and math problems would terrorize me every day. Even though I had a lot of work that was stockpiled, I could never get myself to complete it. In a nutshell, my days were a big mess. All this obviously affected my grades, and I was not proud of my performance. I knew I had to do something about it. But here's the thing, at the time, I did not realize that most of the problems that I faced during the day were because of my sleep schedule. But all along, my father kept insisting that I wake up and start my day early. But of course, being a teenager, I never listened. In hindsight, I can say that one dark and peaceful morning changed everything. I started seeing things differently. That day in school, I could concentrate much better. And when I came back home, I still remembered in great detail every concept taught that day. The same evening, I could effortlessly complete my assignments well before their due date. And I could even finish all my pending work that had accumulated through the term. I could absorb all the information in the assignments like a sponge would water. I was also not irritated by little things. And in fact, I was quite in control of my emotions that day. Even though it was a long day, I didn't feel exhausted and still had time to watch a film. It almost felt like having an extra day in my day. My encounter with myself at 5 a.m. on that day was not something I had planned for, yet I found no reason not to repeat it. But it was easier said than done. I was able to wake up on the second and the third day. But as they say, old habits die hard. And on the old habits die hard. And on the third day, some monotony was settling in, as I was the only person among all my friends doing this, and I felt out of place. But every night that week, I told myself that I'll hang in there for one more day. When the alarm rang on the fourth day, I instinctively hit the snooze button and fell back into the blissful state of rest. When it rang a second time, I came back to my senses and sprang out of bed in guilt. This exciting streak continued for 6 good days, and I found myself not being able to sleep past 6 even on the following Sunday morning. A sense of satisfying disbelief embraced me. My days in school have become more than just sitting in class idling away time. I started spending more time with my teachers after classes. And even when things are not going my way, I can resist the temptation of lashing out at someone. At the end of my day, I'm not tired, even though I might have done a lot of work. Waking up early has helped me build confidence in my own sense of willpower and control. After all, if I can get up from my warm, cozy bed while it's still dark outside, especially if it's cold, then I'm tough as nails. Little by little, I'm getting to know myself clearer, and that is cementing my confidence. I've really fallen in love with my newfound self. Now, waking up at 5 a.m. every day is second nature to me. I started seeing topics in a different light, and my grades have shown a steady improvement. Waking up early has also lessened my stress, as I know that I can rise early and figure out a problem or situation. The best part about it is that when you wake up at 5, you have close to 2 hours of peace when everyone else is sleeping, and it feels like you have the world to yourself. I wake up, make myself a cup of green tea, and go over the things that I must accomplish by the end of the day. And if there's something that I could not complete the previous day, I make sure that it's done in these 2 hours. So I will not have to compromise the rest of my day doing things that I should have done already. Doing this gives me hours of free time at night, which I spend with my family or friends, or by taking time off, reading a book, or watching a film on Netflix. These 2 hours are the most crucial hours in my day, as they provide me with a better sense of clarity. They provide me with time to reflect over the things that I'm grateful for in life. When I'm alone in these 2 hours, I'm able to rediscover myself and develop a sense of gratitude. These 2 hours empower me, and the sense of empowerment runs through me for the rest of my day. Now, the question is, should everyone wake up early? Definitely not. According to researchers, we humans have little to no say in our sleep preference, as it is almost entirely genetically predetermined. So if you're a night owl and it's working for you without taking a toll on your physical and mental health and productivity, then you should stick to it. Many successful people like Mark Zuckerberg and Alexis Ohanian wake up late as it best suits their body. But if that is not the case with you, I urge you to try being with yourself early in the morning. Let there be silence, darkness, and a hope to connect you with what is outside. After all, this knowing is empowering. Thank you.